Okay, now we are ready to begin writing our report, and I'm also going to start my report, okay? I have my preliminary reference list, and you see it right there on my screen of my laptop. I have a copy of it here too. It's in alphabetical order. I followed all of the rules. I have one article from a journal, one article from a book, and an article from the internet, okay? Um, I also have my notes, okay? The one from the journal. I have a quotation. I have a page number. It's a journal. I have a summary. I have a personal comment. And I have two more uh, notes from my other articles. One is from the internet, and I have a quotation, so it says paragraph 1, because I copied this from paragraph 1 in the article, okay? So now I am ready to start typing my paper. I have basically an idea of what I want to communicate in this paper, but I still don't know exactly how I am going to begin my paper, how I am going to organize this information that I identified. So what I'm going to do is I'm basically just going to begin copying something from one of my notes. First, however, I want to set up my computer so that I am typing my paper from the very beginning using the rules that APA requires. I'm specifically looking at lesson 1.9 in unit 2, the one that is titled How to Cite Your Sources Within Your Paper, because I need to be sure that I do not forget that setting up my word processing program is very, very important. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to choose Courier New, because that's one of the fonts that I can use. And I'm going to also change the size of my font to size 12, okay? Then I'm going to go to Paragraph, because I need to make sure that I am going to indent between 5 to 7 inches every paragraph. So I'm going to choose first line. And line spacing, I'm going to choose double space, okay? I'm also going to mark the sentence that says don't add space between paragraphs of the same style, because I need to remember that I have to double space from beginning to end, okay? And I'm also going to, my margin, the right size, I need to choose the one that allows me to write my report with an uneven margin on the right size, okay? So I know that some of you like to justify, but that is not permitted in using the APA style manual. And as I said, because I'm still not sure how I want to begin my report, I'm just going to begin copying a quotation from one of my notes, okay? So I'm going to begin with my quotation marks. And so that you can see this better, I'm going to write this using the bold feature. Remember that you cannot do this. I'm only going to do this so that you can see this sentence that I'm copying better on this video, okay? Remember that bold is not allowed in APA, okay? Collaborative groups draw upon the strengths of all their members, okay? And you don't see the margin here because I have the a page here. I've made it very large so that you can see, but my margins are 1 inch on all sides, okay? Following APA, okay? Let me continue copying my my quotation. Although one student may be stronger in critical thinking skills, another may excel, may excel. Remember, I'm copying directly in organizing by working in groups Students learn from each other while they complete assigned tasks. And I close my quotation, so I've used quotation marks. And now in parentheses, I'm going to identify either the author, if it doesn't have an article, and this reference that I'm using doesn't have an article, so I have to identify it by the title. Why consider collaborative writing assignments, and I need to write the date. This doesn't have a date, so ND, and I have to write then the paragraph number, because this is something from the internet. It was paragraph 1, and everything was enclosed in a paragraph, okay? I could then continue writing maybe basically my interpretation of this. I could leave this right there and then later on come back to it and continue working and developing the point that I want to communicate. But you see clearly that this quotation, I have identified where I got it from, either the author, because it has no author, I went by title. I also identified the date, and I identified the paragraph number. This appears, these rules appear in the same lesson that I identified a little while ago, the one that is titled How to Cite Your Sources Within Your Paper in Unit 2. It's 1-9, okay? So remember that writing is basically disorganized, so I can begin that way, and I can then later on try to organize my ideas. And I'm making this smaller so that you see that I do have the 1 inch on all sides. And of course, also remember that I wrote this in bold, but it was just for the purpose of helping you understand what you have to do. I could go into another paragraph, maybe trying to write in my own words something that was said in another article, and still I have to give credit to any information, even if I write it in my own words. So let me write, for instance, according to Daniels, which is one of my other references, and you see it's in bold only because I want you to see it, okay? And if I chose to use some information that I got from Daniels, I would have to write his name, give credit to him. In parentheses, I'm just going to write the date of publication, 2007, and because I'm going to be writing it in my own words, I don't have to give the page number or paragraph number. So according to Daniels, a literacy cafe is a way to get students to work together. So here I have, and let me put this again in bold, everything, so that maybe you can see it clearly. But I have 2 paragraphs, no space in between. Anything that I cite directly, I give credit and identify the page or the paragraph. Anything that I write in my own words, I still have to give credit to my source. And I can just basically write the last name in this case because it has an author and the date of publication. And I don't need to put a page number. So that's a possible way for you to begin your paper. Remember that you will have to go back to your paper several times to organize it and to make sure that you have no errors. So this is just basically an idea for you. If you feel that you're stuck and you don't know where to start, start by just writing and then come back to it as many times as you need to. Hope you understand better the point of writing a report, giving credit to all of your sources.